Well, as I predicted yesterday, the move made by Arizona to penalize Nike over their decision to pull the Betsy Ross shoe has resulted in a blue state trying to pick up the slack and provide some incentives for Nike. Now, if you're not familiar with what's going on, it's kind of been an ongoing story, and I thought it was fake at first, right? I swear to God. So, you actually got... So, here's the headline. CA governor after Nike cancels American-themed shoe. They represent the best of our American values. So here's what happens. Nike's going to put out a Betsy Ross flag shoe for the 4th of July. Colin Kaepernick calls complaining. So Nike pulls the shoe because it's offensive. To who? 7 people on the internet? That's insane to me. Look, if you're offended by the American flag, then maybe, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, you're in a fringe minority of people. Most people who live in America, like the overwhelming majority, either just like, yeah, cool, American flag, whatever, or like the flag. It's actually few people who are that upset and they want to get the flag pulled. Well, look, Nike pulls the shoe. So, the question was how long until they go broke, right? Get woke, go broke. And sure enough, it took about half a day. Arizona's governor made the announcement that he was going to be stripping financial incentives for Nike to build a plant in Arizona. I thought this was a bad idea. Right? The whole thing was a bad idea. Don't pull the shoe, but you know what? Let the market decide. That's the way I see it. The government shouldn't Look, if Nike doesn't want to make an American flag shoe, well, that's their decision. Right? So Arizona government intervening is a weird thing. I don't think it's a violation of the First Amendment because they don't have to be giving incentives to big corporations. There's been a lot of complaints about this. But the problem is, like clockwork, I knew it was going to happen. CA governor is now saying, we'll give you incentives, Nike, because apparently they don't like the American flag either. It's a funny thing, California. They got a human waste problem. They've got typhus. There's a fear of a bubonic plague, but sure, Nike not wanting to sell American flags represents the best. Nike is a massive, a corporation with no allegiance to the U.S., and they've been accused, I don't want to get into the whole thing, so I'm saying accused of hiring child labor to make their shoes for nickels. So it's like, I'm being hyperbolic, by the way. I don't want to get sued by Nike. All allegations, as it were. I don't know what they're doing now. Apparently they've done better. But still, why would anyone act like they're a bastion of, like, goodwill and social justice? They're not. They're a massive faceless corporation that makes crappy shoes. Okay, Nike makes some good shoes, but most of their shoes are like garbage mall shoes. You want a good pair of shoes? I'm not gonna endorse a shoe. I'm a skateboarder, so I know all about shoes, and I've got a bunch of shoes that are really good. But we'll leave it there. Let's see what's going on with California. On Tuesday night, after Nike has canceled an American flag-themed shoe, triggering Arizona Governor Doug Ducey to withdraw financial incentives for Nike, California Governor Gavin Newsom tweeted that Nike was doing the right thing and represented the best of our American values. It gets really funny, trust me. So after Doug Ducey said Nike's made its decision, we made ours, yada yada, Gavin Newsom tweeted with a screenshot, hey Nike, we're just a quick jaunt over the border. Thank you for doing the right thing. CA is open for business and welcomes those that represent the best of our American values. Do you know who doesn't represent the best of American values? Barack Obama. Because this is an image. I did a quick Google search and I said Barack Obama inauguration because I'm pretty sure this is a common thing for inaugurations. You've got 3 different iterations of the American flag. And lo and behold, there's the Betsy Ross original 13 colonies flag. So I guess Barack Obama doesn't represent American values, the actual first black American president who had this flying behind him, because Barack, I gotta say this. All of this insanity, like the weird far left Twitterati nonsense these politicians are doing, really makes you miss Obama. My biggest gripe with Obama was his foreign policy, and the same is true for Trump. Obama was actually worse on foreign policy than Trump was in a lot of ways, right? So domestic policy, to me, it's kind of like, I get it, man. We're going to argue about certain policies, but you're not going to, so Obama was really tough on immigration. They called him deporter in chief. And here's Barack Obama flying the Betsy Ross flag. What happened to the party of Barack Obama? They elected him twice. And now they're claiming this flag flying behind him is racist. And it was the right thing to do to not have it on their shoes. To me, that is completely absurd and insane. They say, Newsom's comment, we're just a quick jaunt over the border, was a response to Ducey's decision to withdraw financial incentives for Nike. Yeah, we know that. I'm not going to read Ducey's statement. he basically went into great detail about how it's like anti-American, like, they don't like the flag, then they can't, we won't give them incentives. You get it. But we do have a lot of comments now from a bunch of people I want to get into. So it reads, after Trump administration banned U.S. embassies from flying the rainbow pride flag outside the embassies on the official flagpole with the American flag, Newsom responded by flying the rainbow pride flag along with the U.S. flag and the state of California flag over the state capitol in Sacramento from June 17th to the end of June. Now, this is actually an interesting, it's actually really interesting, right? Nike, for all of June, has no problem flying the pride flag. And then come July, they're like, no American flags. It's like, what? What are you doing? It's just so insane. The thing about the pride flag is that everyone was claiming, Mike Pence said they can't put the flag anywhere. No, he said literally we can't fly the pride flag under the American flag because I think you literally can't. Like, that flying the flag at an embassy means something different from flying the flag in the United States. But I guess there's so many people in this country that are just fervent, foaming at the mouth psychopaths on Twitter. They don't understand what a flag is supposed to represent. So when you're an embassy and you're flying a flag, you're saying this is, this space, has its allegiance to the United States. So if you're in, say, like, I don't know, Korea, and you see the American flag somewhere, that literally means something for the embassies at least. So flying the pride flag would be, I don't know if that's like I don't know how the international treaty works on that. But there was no rule against them putting it up. They just couldn't put it on the flagpole where the American flag was. Kind of makes sense. Everybody got all bent out of shape about it. They say Newsom's take that Nike represents the best of American values stands in stark opposition to Senators Ted Cruz of Texas and Josh Hawley of Missouri, who blasted Nike on Twitter. Cruz wrote, "It's a good thing Nike only wants to sell sneakers to people who hate the American flag, which is less than 8% of the population." Man, it's really mind-blowing because I'll tell you what, find your average Democrat and liberal. Look, they sell American flags at Walmart, okay? It's like regular Americans, left, right, up, down, whatever, religious, secular, whatever. They sell little American flags everywhere. You go to a convenience store, there's little American flags because people buy them. Because regular people are like, hey, and they wave the flag. It's the 4th of July coming up. Guess what? When you buy fireworks, there's American flags all over the boxes of fireworks. You're literally celebrating the 4th of July in this country to recognize independence, of which the Betsy Ross flag represents. Now we're in this weird world where, what's really insane about this whole story is just that Colin Kaepernick got the shoe pulled. You know what I think, though? I'll say this, too. I think it's possible it's a PR stunt. I really do. So look, it makes Colin Kaepernick look bad. Nike looks a little bad, but they're like, well, we got complaints. What do we do? Here's the thing. These shoes, apparently, some of them have sold for like $2,000 now because they're going to be rare collector's items. So what happens now is that this Betsy Ross shoe is going to be a rare, limited edition, controversial, high-value shoe. And it's got the American flag on it. So I'll tell you what, you want to talk about Streisand effect. All that's really happened is that you've now got an extreme, like one of the most valuable Nike shoes will be a shoe with the American flag on it. So it's not doing anything for Colin Kaepernick. He just looks bad. I really don't care what Gavin Newsom of California has to say because his state is in disarray. I mean, look, they've gone through a massive drought. There's a crisis there's a lot of stuff going on with the drought and how the farmers are affected, how their economy is affected. But you've got human waste in the streets. You've got a massive homeless crisis. The supermajority of Democrats couldn't solve the problem. And they're gonna come out and be like, aha, no American flags. Great, you're a sanctuary state who just voted to give illegal immigrants health care. And you've got a homeless problem. Listen, this is not even an argument about whether or not you should be prioritizing Americans versus illegal immigrants. Set that argument aside. I think it's kind of an obvious argument to most Americans, like, hey, if we pay taxes, we get benefits first, right? But put that aside. It's an issue of the illegal immigrants who are coming to California are choosing to come here, and homeless people sleeping in the streets in their own waste are in need of help now. But what does California do? Well, Los Angeles couldn't pass a bill for housing for the homeless. But what California sure could do is guarantee that anybody else who comes is going to get health care. That, to me, is completely insane. I could be getting the nuance of the bill wrong, so forgive me, but the general, reporting has been they will provide a certain group, I think it's a certain age group of illegal immigrants access to health care, to government health care. That's just basically saying more people should come. They're a sanctuary state. They're not going to cooperate with federal law enforcement. And then California is just such an awful, I'm glad I left. I was not enjoying that place. It really is. I don't know. Well, let's read more about the shoes, so I don't make this super long. Josh Hawley tweeted, Nike thinks thinks American flag is symbol of oppression. What planet are you on? Nike gladly allows Chinese Communist Party to tell it what products to sell while building its business around sweatshop labor. Nike is anti-American, pure and simple. Nike is a symbol of everything wrong with the corporate economy. They take advantage of our laws but send jobs overseas for sweatshop wages, partner with repressive regimes, aggressively avoid paying any U.S. taxes, and then tell Americans to shut up and buy their stuff. He says, Nike should apologize to Americans for denigrating the flag. They should apologize to Missourians who lost loved ones defending the flag. And they should restart production of the Betsy Ross shoe at their facility in St. Charles. No, they shouldn't. They shouldn't do anything. I'll tell you what. The government shouldn't be interfering in the stupid decisions of a stupid company. If Nike doesn't want to sell the American flag shoe, well, then so be it. I didn't like Nike anyway. And I'll tell you why. It's because of the accusations Hawley already made. They're you call them anti-American, fine, whatever. But they're a company has a history, or at least has been accused of, sweatshop labor, outsourcing jobs. So whether you're a nationalist who loves America or you're a lefty who hates the exploitation of marginalized peoples around the world, there is no reason for you to be supporting Nike. But I'll tell you what, Nike sells mall shoes, and regular people want their mall shoes. But I'll tell you this, Nike, regular people like the American flag too. This is going to do, I can't, you know what, man? Here's the thing. They did the big ad campaign with Colin Kaepernick. And then immediately brand recognition went down across the board. I covered it, in a couple videos. But their stock still recovered and went up. I think it's because they did well in spite of what they've done to their brand. Okay, here's the thing. Nike sells mall shoes. The shoes sell because average people don't care. They just buy shoes. That means Nike's probably going to go, their stock value will go up regardless. They'll make sales regardless. But immediately following the Kaepernick ad campaign, brand recognition among all demographics went down. I kid you not. There was numerous market research companies saying most people, there was a negative reaction to the ad campaign. They still made money because Nike is a big company and they know how to sell a shoe. And regular people probably just don't care too much one way or the other. But they probably would have done better had they not done this. I don't know if this will be, the next big move against Nike or whatever. In terms of actually, will this be the one where they lose money? I really doubt it. I'm not going to buy them, but I wouldn't buy them anyway. I actually prefer buying, I usually just wear Vans, which I don't think are much better than Nike for the most part, but they're still better in some capacity. But I do like buying smaller American brand shoes, and I'm not going to throw any names out, but as a skateboarder, there's a couple brands that come to mind that are made in the U.S. and are really good shoes. And I think, look, man, whether you're an American First Nationalist, like I said, or a left-wing, anti-exploitation, buy American-made products, plain and simple. It's really baffling to me when we see all these people, complain, the iPod argument, or the iPhone argument. These people on the left talk about oppression and racism and all this stuff, and it's like, dude, do you know what's going on at Foxconn right now? You don't need to buy their product. You can buy Samsung. It's not perfect, but I believe there are American-made phones. Personally, I don't care. I don't like iPhone like I used to use it. Now I use Android. But I'm not going to be this person who walks around complaining about foreign-made products or oppression by the American by American imperialism, and then go around and buy all the products that support it. That makes no sense. I get it. There's the stupid comic where they're like, we live in a society or whatever. It's like, I'm very intelligent. Dude, listen, man. You can't simultaneously argue, sure, fine, highlight the problems of these systems, but also, can we point out you contribute to those systems, right? Nike, not a good company. I'll leave it there. Stick around. Next segment to come at 1 p.m., and I will see you all then.